In this video, I will be showing some setup options for online timekeeping that will apply to all online timekeeping users. I will also log into the product as an employee to demonstrate the employee view and functionality. We cover how to set up users for online timekeeping under the Product Access module. Depending on the level of access granted by your payroll company, you may or may not have permissions for the features discussed in this video. Online timekeeping allows users to log into a secure website and clock in or out for work. The employee could potentially record break or lunch times or log into a specific division, location, department, or job as needed. There is some setup for online timekeeping. It has to be done in Employer on Demand under Company Setup. So I will select a company, open the company, go to Company Setup, Online Access and Settings, IP address settings. This is where a user can click on Add and set up an unlimited number of IP addresses. And you can add descriptions for easy identification, and that'll restrict the users, your employees, to only being able to clock in and out from those IP address settings, your office probably. That way they can't clock in and out when they're on their way to work or on their way home. And then you save whatever IP address settings you have in here. Logging in as the user, what does that look like? It's a website, timekeeping.employerondemand.com. It'll say Employer on Demand Timekeeping, and they'll either put in the username and password they set up for themselves, or potentially you did if you did the manual method. Click on Login. The very first time they log in, they're going to get terms and conditions. I don't get them anymore. Once they accept their terms and conditions, they get taken to this My Profile screen where they set up their security questions and answers. But you must select the Update My Profile box to accept all your selections. Underneath there, they can click here on the bottom to change their username and password by putting in their current username and password and then putting in what they want to change it to. But again, they have to click on Change Username and Password to accept these settings. Alternatively, they can get to it through My Profile Change Password. And they can click back to go back to the main page here. All right, if I click back on Time Clock, it'll say on the main screen, Time Clock for the employee's name and number, today's date and time, what their previous action was, and then what are they going to do currently. So under Action, I could clock in or out, go on break, lunch, or clock out with tips. There is setup for this and company information in Employer on Demand on the Default Settings tab that you can tell the system to block the break or lunch. So those are optional. They can pick a specific division, location, department. This will just queue up all the divisions, locations, and departments that this particular company has if they have to log into a specific one. And if the company has, or the employee has any job numbers assigned to them, they can select those as well. Once they make their selections, all they do is click on Submit. And then there's my punch, clock in, 10/21, 16:34. Here's all my past timesheets, and I can view them, but I can't make any changes. And then when the user is done, they usually just auto log out. So they just clock in, clock out. Can't make any changes to the employee record. They can just clock in, clock out, and view their time clock. If you have any questions, please contact your payroll company.